Welcome back to day 2 of Scratch video game creation. So today we're going to make sure that you're still logged in. Go back to the folder, which is where all your stuff will be. Right now it says Untitled, so we're going to want to switch that too, but we're going to go inside it. Here's the title here. We're going to change this to something about your game. So I'm going to call it Swanigan Wizard Toad. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, then I'm going to go see inside. It takes me back into my game. So when we left off last class, you were supposed to come up with a story based on the sprites that were in your folder. So I decided that based on the sprites I could see, I liked the fantasy tab, I was going to create a game where the witch, so I click on her and she comes into my game, is going to fight using a magic wand. The wizard and when her spell from the magic wand hits the wizard, he's going to turn into a toad. So that's what my game is going to be based on. So I clicked each of my sprites. They show up down here in my menu. And right now they're all piled up on top of each other on the screen. This cat does not fit into my story. So if I click on him, a little trash can pops up in the corner. We're going to delete the cat. So on your game, I want you to add all your sprites and then delete the cat from your screen. Now that we have our characters and the cat is gone from here, we need to look at what these characters can actually look like. So I'm going to take the witch, I'm going to drag her off to the side so I can see her. I know I'm on the witch because she's highlighted down here. Any code that I put on the screen right now will only apply to the witch because she is the one that's highlighted right now. Okay, so remember in the first video we talked about going to costumes, and we'll see that the witch has 4 costumes that come with her. So she's got her normal stance. That one she looks kind of happy. That one she looks kind of mad. And that one she looks really mad. Okay? So since I know in my story I want the witch to cast a spell on the wizard to turn him into a toad, we're going to start off where she's going to look pretty happy to start. So I'm going to stay on costume witch B. Then I need a background. It doesn't really make sense for them to be fighting in the Arctic. So down here on backdrops, I'm going to click choose a backdrop. Now again, we have all these choices up here if you want to filter it, or you can just scroll through on the main screen and it will show you all the different places that you could be. Now since my story is kind of a fantasy story, I'm going to click on fantasy. We're going to go with the witch's house, I think, to start. So I've got my witch, she's in her house. I'm going to put her magic wand near her. And I've got the wizard, and he's going to turn into a toad. So I've got my witch, she looks kind of happy to start with. I'm good to go. I've got my background, we're in her house. And now I need to make my story actually work. So I'm going to have to make my witch talk to my wizard so that they can have their argument that eventually leads to him being a toad. Okay, so on my witch, over here we've got motion. So I'm going to want my witch to move eventually, but first I actually want her to speak. So I'm going to go into looks. On the looks, it says she can say hello, and when I drag that over to the stage, I can actually change the word hello to say something else, and I can change how long it actually says it for. Now, I want this to happen as soon as the game starts. In Scratch, the game starts with the green flag. So if I go to Events, I can choose that when green flag is clicked, I can say hello for 2 seconds. Now I'm looking at my code, I'm looking over here at my screen. Oh, my code is on wizard right now instead of witch. And I don't want him to say anything yet, I want the witch to say it. Rather than deleting my code and starting over, I can take that code and drag and drop it on the witch. So now when I click her, she has that code too. what I want you to do for the next couple minutes is get your background, put your characters in, and then make your characters speak to each other. So my witch is going to say something, and I'm going to put code on my wizard to make him say something too. Then, after you have that done, you'll come back for the next video.